So despite other sports in the Olympics this year having rigorous cutoffs, there is no formal oversight body for boxing. Supposedly the IOC created an ad hoc boxing unit to temporarily oversee the boxing competition in Paris, and this unit has no guidelines for gender eligibility, seemingly, or the extent to which it is basically allowing boxers to compete as females if they have female gender markers on their passports or legal documents. So if you had a passport that showed you were a female, you were eligible to fight in the women's category. That is what we've been led to believe. So to determine if Imane Khalif or Lin Yuting have a semblance of a male level advantage, they need to be tested. And until the IOC makes clear what their specific criteria is for eligibility above and beyond what's on your passport, and how they're ensuring fairness in situations like this that can be, you know, debated at that point as to if that criteria is sufficient or not, we can only assume, you know, without any more information, that there is a possibility that under-virilized men are winning gold medals in women's sports at an Olympic level and also punching women in the head in the ring. Like, that's, with the lack of information given, we can assume that that is certainly a possibility, and it's wild that this is occurring in 2024. It's very unfortunate that these two individuals that, again, not born as biologic men going through full puberty and then transitioning to women and then trying to compete in boxing or something. These individuals are born as women and believe wholeheartedly that they are just natural, normal, healthy young women, and all of a sudden are thrust under scrutiny like this and basically getting shit on by the public for having competed against women. I think it's a highly contentious and weird situation. And I also do empathize with those individuals who really probably have no clear-cut understanding of what's going on. Like, this is seemingly a very recent thing. They were disqualified, and who knows if they know what that means or why they were disqualified and if it made sense. Because if you were disqualified last year for something in your test and then in 2024 you were eligible, it's like, okay, well, you would think at the highest level of sport, in the Olympics, whatever their tests are, would be the criteria of which is, okay, I'm obviously good to go. Nor would you even think, like, hopefully I can finagle this test because you just think you're a woman this entire time, which, you know, you could be unless you're told otherwise via proof and you have some sort of clear-cut test eligibility requirements that would dictate that you are or aren't. You can't have somebody getting away with having a 5AR deficiency with male level test levels and punching women in the head. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully they have, I guess, the spectrum of androgen and sensitivity that would otherwise net out to female territory performance levels, but we have no idea if that's the case, and we will not know unless more information is presented that may be otherwise too much of a privacy concern to be releasing to the public, at which point it's like, okay, well, I don't know, does it just suck for you then if you're an individual born like this? Maybe. Unfortunately. But I also think that for fairness of women's sport, you almost have to have that level of scrutiny, all but maybe not publicized to the public, but there should be clear-cut criteria that somebody needs to meet, that the public knows what the criteria is, and then the athletes are tested accordingly to determine that they don't have response to male level androgen levels that is reflective of that of a male. I think that's a fairly general and logical statement. My brain is absolutely fucking warped at this point, but hopefully you guys learned something from that, found an interesting, wild, controversial situation.